Hello there, my name is Valerie White Williams and I'm a voice teacher and a vocal coach for Vocal Splendor Studios. Today I'm doing another reaction video. This time I'm back to reacting to the young Angelina Jordan, and she is jamming with a live band probably around 9, 10, something like that. So let's have a listen. Oh my goodness, it's so amazing about her. Here she is working with these, experienced adult musicians, but she is totally in control about what she wants, how she interacts with them, asking them for, what do you think? It's like she's like 30 working with these pros, and she's just so clear about what she wants. It's really freaky, but in a good way. Oh my goodness, and that is so low. I'm painting. I mean, I can't even get those notes. And I'm an adult woman, and she's just a young child. Now, the thing about children's voices compared to as they go through puberty and they start maturing, normally the voices are really chirpy and very light. And even women that actually grow up to have really deeper voices often start with these little bright voices, but not her. She just has this rich tone that is way crazy for a child her age.
Who was taking all the heartaches and all the pain instead? I'm using all colors of blue.
Yeah, I'm going to stop again because here's the thing too, is that, Angelina's not like most kids at all, but normally they'd be really shy, a little scared, trying to be focused totally on what they're singing. In fact, even more experienced musicians or more experienced singers that haven't had much experience working with bands, they are very self-conscious about what they're singing. They're focused on themselves and they're not able to really listen. Now, I can just see her when she's working with these guys that she's totally tuned in to what they all are doing, because that's what jazz and blues are. People interact. Someone plays something and then someone plays something off of that. That's how jazz works. They interact with each other in the moment, the improvisation, the blues licks. And you notice when each of the instrumentalists are doing these little riffs around the side, she is aware. She's tuning in and she is integrating it all together, because that's what this kind of live music is meant to be.
I'm painting oil, portrait of a child. I can tell she taking the eyes off the I see death in his eyes. Oh yes, I know when she's crying. Just my tears that she cries.
I'm always shocked, even though I've seen Angelina so many times. I'm just whelmed by how masterful she is at such a young age. And you can see the musicians, the trumpet player, he's just like going, yeah. That's what jazz musicians do. Like, yeah, yeah, Interesting. And they feel it. They're all vibing together. And she's right there. And the other thing is she's got a lot of kind of jazz styling of hey, oh, and making her mouth. She really knows how to use her mouth to create different resonances. We do kind of like scoops or whoop, stuff like that in jazz. In fact, in vocal jazz choir, they tend to have notation of these kind of effects that she's doing. And again, she's totally into there, but she's also aware of everybody else.
I'm just tired of keeping inside. I mix the pains with I am painting.
To make drain or makes a different sound because the mouth is the resonator. I teach my students that all the time. The vocal cords vibrate, the breath comes through, but the mouth, the way you use your mouth is going to open up sound. You can hear the difference. Same note, different sound with what I'm doing with my mouth. And she is so aware of that. She is so sensitive to that in such a deep level.
I am painting in oil a portrait, and I'm a portrait, and I'm the child.
That was so interesting. I'm so glad I found this or someone gave it to me, but I love seeing musicians work together because that's the thing. When you're rehearsing, they're rehearsing. And with jazz musicians like that, there isn't notes that they're playing on a page. They're not looking at, band instruments playing a certain arrangement. It's that whole improvisational feel. And it's simple chord progressions, definitely blues based. So blues is kind of jazz musicians' home plate. People learn blues before they learn anything else when it comes to improvisation. But just her working with all these adults and holding her own, and all the adults are going, wow. And she's changed it up. Like the very end, she went down to the low note, and then she went, that doesn't work. Maybe she forgot she was going to go up the octave. But then she switched it up and went, oh, okay, I meant to do this. And then, the higher notes. And then there's just like this little vibrato that came out at the end too. Because vibrato is that, I like to think of it as spiral. It's really used a lot in opera and classical music because the spiral and the vibrato happens from the very first you open your mouth. But in jazz and blues and pop and other contemporary styles, vibrato isn't always used, but sometimes it's used at the end. Yeah, at the end. And she has control of that as well. So Angelina is just she's a prodigy. And she's not only going to stay a prodigy, but she is maturing. So what happens with a lot of prodigies is that they're really advanced when they start, but then for whatever reason, they don't stay ahead because, there's more and more people that are getting better and better in the later years. So not all the prodigies stay, amazing when they come into their adulthood. I mean, they'll still be good. I'm not saying they're not going to be good, but there are a lot of people who start out as prodigies and they just become, they're not as exceptional. I mean, they're exceptional when they're young, but then they're just more everyday, or they're still talented. Some of them go on and have great careers. But the thing about Angelina is I don't think she's in that category. She is just continuously growing. I think the problem with prodigies is that they get so much attention for being so talented when they're young that it's really hard to keep that momentum going. And then they get burned out, or they just become, other people catch up, basically. And if they have an identity as being a prodigy or a young person, you can't keep that forever because you're going to grow up and you're going to become an adult. And then when you're on the adult plane, sometimes they just aren't as strong as they were as a child. Now, I don't see that with Angelina. I think she's kind of a musical genius. I think she has a really high IQ. She's also got a lot of nurturing in her environment. And so she is just taking off and doing her own thing. That's why I'm so glad she did not sign with Simon Cowell, because he would just make money off her and dumb her down. Which, no, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. And she can follow her own dreams, and I think she's going to continue to grow. And again, she kind of reminds me of Michael Jackson. I know Quincy Jones felt the same thing because Michael was also a prodigy. He had incredible vocal control and performance skills at a very, very young age. But he kept going. And he was one of them that stayed excellent because he was a perfectionist. He kept growing and becoming amazing. So I think she's in that category. So let me know, you Angelina Jordan fans, if you love Angelina Jordan as much as I do, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified of all my Angelina recordings and reactions. And please let me know what other reactions I should listen to. And I've gotten a lot of people telling me when something comes up ahead, and I'm so grateful for that. I also changed my mic. Usually I have my mic out of the way, but someone has said that I could be louder. So there you go. I sit on my piano, my laptop. My laptop is on my piano, so I don't have a lot of room. And I'm actually sitting on my piano bench, but I wanted to give you a bit more volume because people requested it. So now you see my mic in my stand. So awesome. And also I want to let you know that I am still accepting students. If you're interested in some lessons, you can go to vocalsplendor.com and get information about my teaching. And then I want to let you know of my 2 free passion projects. The first is called Creative Soul Alignment, and that's a Facebook group. These are both Facebook groups, by the way, free. That is for people who are into the creative arts and spirituality, because we are here to be creators. When we experience our creativity, whatever it is, we are expressing our divine power. And when we create together, we visualize this world for a place that's going to work for all of us without any creepy overlords, we have the power. We really do. So I want to help you remember that. And then my other group is called YouTube Success Strategies, and that's where I'm teaching people how to be successful on YouTube. YouTube's been great for me. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I have a channel. This one is up to almost 65,000 subscribers. I have over 14 million views, and I've made over $50,000 from clients taking lessons from me on my YouTube. So I want to teach you guys how to do that too. So if you're interested in either of those projects, you have all the information below in the description. All right, take care, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.